Hello, everyone. Today with us we have Cash Daniels, the kid conservationist. And over here we are going to be talking about mainly freshwater conservation. So, Cash, let's hear a few words from you. What do you have to say about freshwater conservation? But before that, how about you just tell me about yourself?
So my name is Cash Daniels. I'm 14 years old from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I'm a river conservationist. And I've removed over 30,000 pounds of trash out of the river so far. Because Tennessee, where I live, specifically Chattanooga, was the most polluted with microplastics than any other river tested in the entire world. And that's mainly how I removed all that trash. And here in Tennessee, we also have a lot of fishing tournaments. So I place these monofilament recycling bins to collect fishing line, and I take haul off aluminum cans and recycle those.
Wow, that is amazing. And you're only 14 years old? That is so cool. At what age did you start doing this?
I started when I was 7 years old. I found a plastic straw on the beach because I had always loved animals. Anything that crawled, walked, swam, anything, any animal ever. I always loved. And when I found that plastic straw on the beach 7 years ago, I knew someone had to do something about that. And I realized that I was someone. So I took action, started with a couple cleanups here and there with my family, and then it started getting bigger and bigger until here we are.
Amazing. I'm so glad that there are people that are able to just see something and just be like, all right, it is me. I am able to make a difference. That is so awesome. And truly, at such a young age, you were able to do that. Yeah, most people can't do that. So that's really admirable. And you're actually younger than me too. I am 16 years old. So that is really impressive. So you said you live in Tennessee and that there are a lot of there's a lot of fishing over there. So I'm
Hmm.
certain you have a lot of memories. Have you always lived in Tennessee, your hometown?
Yes, always lived in
That's
Chattanooga.
nice. That's awesome. So, I mean, I already know now what got you to start caring for wildlife. That's truly special. So, I know that we all know that fresh water does need to be preserved, and we all know that pollution is a thing. That's nothing new for many people. But from your expertise, what are some things that you wish people knew about fresh water?
That it's not as healthy as people say. Fresh water is one of the most important resources we as humans have on this planet Earth. People say, oh, we have tons of water, but most of that is salt water, which we cannot drink. And fresh water is some of the most polluted waters in the world. And all of it eventually leads to the ocean because all rivers eventually lead to the ocean. All storm drains lead to the rivers, creeks, everything leads to the ocean. And mainly what people talk about is ocean trash because that's all you hear about. That's all what the news says. They never talk about rivers. So that's why I try and bring awareness to rivers because that is a vital resource as we as humans. We need it. And without fresh water, we as humans will die off.
That is so true. I know that people, even with oceans, people say that, oh, you can just extract the salt. But in the end, how much can we really do? If we don't have fresh water, then there are animals that won't be able to survive. And eventually that leads up all the way to humans from the chain. And then humans won't be able to live off. So that is totally true. I'm not too familiar with Tennessee geographically, but are you near an ocean or are you near rivers? Well, surely you're near rivers, but are you near oceans and lakes?
Lakes, a couple, yeah, but mainly just rivers, lakes. We are a landlocked state, no connection to
I
the ocean.
see. All right. Then it must be really interesting to be able to go out and really talk about different bodies of water. And I know that you're an ambassador at Four Oceans, so have you had any experiences where you have gone to different oceans?
Yes, I've traveled not all around the world, but here in North America, Central America, I try and be very well traveled. I've traveled to the Atlantic and Pacific, and I have done beach cleanups before with Four Ocean, with the Cleanup Kids, the organization I'm the co-founder of. Um, I try and get out there and clean up everywhere I go because there's trash everywhere. I was in the middle of South Dakota once, and I found trash on the side of the road in the literal middle of nowhere. We didn't see another car for 3 hours, and there was trash on the side of the road. And yeah, everywhere I go, I try and clean up. I If it be the beach, the middle of nowhere, in like the desert, uh, rivers, lakes, everything.
That is great. But seriously, in the middle of nowhere, there was a piece of trash?
Yeah, I guess people just throw it out their window, thinking, "Oh, that won't come back to get me.
That
It will never find its way back to me."
that seriously sucks. But I guess, yeah, even I've seen that. Sometimes I go hiking and then I'm looking outside the window and then I'll see like some cigarettes on the floor, on the ground, or
Mhm.
I'll just see a crushed can. It is truly disheartening to see. So
Yeah, and the cigarette.
go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. And the cigarette butts are the number one littered item in the U.S. That is one of the items I find mostly because tons and tons of people smoke and they just throw them out of their car or hiking, just throw them anywhere they want without thinking of the animals that might ingest all those chemicals. And one cigarette butt can contaminate up to 500 liters of fresh water.
Seriously? Oh my God. That is horrible. Okay, so I live in Canada. I guess cigarette butts are really common both in Canada and America. Uh, Although I don't know the facts for where I live, I can I can assure you that it's probably the exact same. So, do you know any other ways people can dispose of their cigarettes?
Um, I won't say burn yourself by putting them in your pocket, but try and keep them until you get to a trash can or a safe place to dispose of it. And number one, don't smoke at all. It's not good for you. It's not good for the planet in any way. And yeah, just try and with any trash, if it be a plastic bottle, straw, um, aluminum can, cigarette butt, anything, try and keep it until you get to a trash can. I've seen people throw trash out the side of their car, or I've seen trash 5 feet away from a trash can. People just throw it down instead of picking it up and putting it in the trash can.
Oh God. Okay, so definitely, yeah. I I can see that how that's a problem. There might as well just be signs everywhere on the floor and on the ground and everywhere
Yeah.
just saying, throw it in the nearest trash can. Throw it in the nearest trash can. That is so true. You did talk about your organization. Is that something that you guys talk about?
Yeah, the Cleanup Kids is an organization I founded with my friend Ella in 2019 when we both met at Ocean Heroes Boot Camp in Canada. Um, we started it to teach kids all around the world about plastic pollution, climate change, overfishing, pollinators, that's a big one we do, about everything, and to teach them that they're not alone. Because before we met each other, we thought we were the only ones in this field because all you see is adults getting out there and talking to youth about it. But we had never seen another kid doing this, which I feel is really inspiring to more kids. Because when I go talk to schools, they really feel a connection with me. And because it's not just another adult coming to talk to them about cleaning up trash, I'm their age going out there and doing it.
That's great. And that's all honestly awesome that you were able to find someone else your age. Collaborating with people your age usually tends to bring out more change because two people of the same age are usually able to communicate with each other better. And that's why honestly I feel like even youth, adults, or people of any age, as long as they find someone that they're able to connect with and make a difference that way, that is really inspiring and it can really make a difference. So I'm glad.
Yeah.
So it's called Cleanup Kids, correct?
Yes, the cleanup
All right.
kids.
So the Cleanup Kids, that's truly amazing. And so what are some other things that the Cleanup Kids have done?
We focus a lot on pollinators, bees, butterflies. I have a pollinator garden outside, because they're the lifeblood of farms. Without pollinators, all our crops will die out, and they just keep the world's vegetables, fruits, and everything alive. We focus a lot on sharks. Sharks are apex predators. We need to protect those. I love sharks. They're my favorite animals, and I've been scuba diving with them. I love that. Um, and plastic pollution, that's a really big one. 2020, we focused a lot on getting kids out there and cleaning up trash. Our goal is to pick up 1 million pieces of trash, and I'm proud to say we did reach that goal that year. And yeah, all kinds of issues we focus on.
I'm so glad that you were able to reach that goal. Amazing, honestly. So I'm assuming that is your first milestone and you guys are just gonna keep on going.
Yep,
Amazing,
yep,
amazing.
ongoing.
I really like the fact that you actually focus on bees, pollinators. I think because honestly, everywhere, bees are slowly, eventually going to become endangered, and God knows what might happen next. I really hope that we don't go to a place where bees become extinct entirely. They are dying out though, so I'm glad that you guys are able to focus on that.
Yeah,
That's something I'm a little more close to actually. Even though I am scared of bees, I still care about them a lot. So I'm glad that you guys are able to truly focus on that. Even even if it's a small subsection in your whole organization, it's still something really admirable.
yeah,
But speaking
yeah.
of bees, are there any other species that get impacted by pollution in general?
Any kinds of species, every animal on this earth, including us, is affected by some sort of pollution, if that be light pollution, air pollution, light pollution, just regular pollution that we always hear about. Every single animal on this earth is affected by it. If that be a bass, an elephant, whale shark, any animal. But certain types of plastic harm more types of animals. Like microplastics hurt a lot of filter feeders, like the whale shark, basking shark. Um, what's that animal called? Lots of different animals are affected by that. Um, Plastic bags, we all know turtles eat a lot of those because they mistake them for jellyfish. All kinds of animals eat different kinds of plastic for different reasons, and all animals are affected by some sort of pollution.
Dang, okay, so it doesn't just extend out to a few animals, it extends to every species on the planet.
Yeah.
Based off of what you have just said, which animal do you think gets impacted the most? Maybe excluding humans, but
That's a really good question. The pangolin is a really good example of humans exploiting animals. They're a really beautiful animal, but their scales are used a lot in medicine, and they're illegally trafficked for their scales, and they're beautiful animals that are harmed by humans every day, and they don't just take the scales off like we would think. They peel them off one by one, like fingernails. That's what they're made of. And it's just really sad to see this beautiful animal being taken out of the environment and used for our gain.
that is absolutely horrible. I actually did not know that at all. Oh my God.
Yeah, the really
Essen-
amazing story.
I guess in a way, it's like pollution and even human greed is just an extent of animal cruelty.
Mhm.
That's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, poaching is an awful practice that a lot of people take for granted, like elephants, rhinos. I think there's only two white rhinos left on this planet, and they were brought to this point by poaching for their horns and everything. It's really sad to see people go out, kill an animal for a certain part, take that, and leave them there to suffer. It's awful.
Yeah, poaching is quite a widespread issue, and it's probably something that multiple people, multiple organizations would have to come together to be able to stop it. I know that so many different animals do get poached for this reason. Dates back to hundreds of years ago when poaching was a fashion trend where you could just poach animals, create fashion items, and it would be considered trendy. So,
Yeah, I feel like the bison, the American bison, is a really big example of that. These people went out and killed thousands at a time and were brought to the brink of extinction. And they just went out, killed them all, took a certain part, and left them all there to die, which is different from Native Americans, which killed an animal and celebrated that in a way that they used every single part of the animal. Like the fur was used for clothes. They ate every single part of the animal. Bones were used to make weapons. The horns were made for drinking goblets. And large scale poaching, large scale fishing is what bringing most of these animals to the brink of extinction. Like a lot of fish are being brought to the brink of extinction every single day by these large scale fishing companies that just take these nets and catch every single fish in miles.
that's so wasteful. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Wait a second. So if different parts of an animal get poached, then do you know what happens to the rest of the animal?
they just leave it there and let nature take its course. But they don't kill the animal and then take it. They take it while the animal is still
Oh
alive.
my God. Okay, wait. Then in but some one that's cruel for the animal, and two, what the animal remains, just spreading out animal remains over the environment and in a forest or whatever, that isn't healthy. That isn't healthy for the environment at all.
No, I mean, if an animal dies in nature, like is killed by a predator, that entire animal is taken care of. That is nature running its course. But when you kill hundreds of these and all their remains are there, that grass cannot grow and is kept there, laid down, and that grass cannot grow. And there's tons and tons of repercussions of illegal poaching.
Illegal poaching. Wow. Okay. I probably should have expected that. That's definitely going to happen. So then I guess poaching is a really big issue. Do you guys talk about that at Cleanup Kids, I assume?
Yes, yes, for sure. Because try and bring awareness to people going out and killing these animals unlawfully and just leaving them there, not using any of it.
There are too many things that honestly contribute to pollution. And I wish that there were just people that could collaborate and just stop it entirely. But I mean, like just like anything, most things today take their time. So I'm glad that there are people like you that are able to slowly contribute to the cause.
Yeah, every little bit helps. Every person getting out there cleaning up trash, spreading the message is gonna
It's
help.
gonna help, right? That is the aim of this podcast, to
Yep.
get people more aware that small things can make a big difference. But for anyone that does want to do what you do, for any future inspiring conservationists, what would you suggest that they could do right now with one of the world's bigger
Um,
issues?
just get out there, clean up trash, and every little bit helps. Doesn't matter how old or how young you are, you can make a difference. If it's just you cleaning up trash in your neighborhood, or just picking it up on the way to school, or picking it up in a Walmart parking lot, anything like that is gonna contribute. And just raise awareness, tell people about all these horrible things going on in the environment. And just remember, the kids may be a small part of the population, but we are 100% of the future.
Dang, that's really okay, that hit me hard because that is so true. That is so true. In the end, we are children and we do contribute in some ways, but that is true. Like main contributors, adults, they're eventually we're going to be the next generation. Then when we have kids of our own, then they're going to grow up. We want the next generation to be happy, healthy, living in a proper earth. And the good thing about the earth
Yeah,
is that it does bounce back. During COVID, the statistics were phenomenal. I mean, in India, you could see the Himalayas from 25 miles away, which was not possible, which was not happening for a long time.
yeah, yeah. When the Earth, we're almost through extinction, mass extinction. We've had five already, and the Earth will find a way, as in Jurassic World, life finds a way.
How about you? Where you stay, how were you guys impacted by COVID environmentally?
Uh, People got outside a lot more and hiked because everything was closed. You either stayed inside or went hiking, which was amazing because I love to be outside. I love hiking and everything.
That's so cool. That's amazing. I remember my mom and we used to go out on walks. We used to try and find the closest nature trail near us, which was pretty close by because we live in a pretty environmentally clean area, although that has changed in the last couple of years. But we were able to just get a walk, go out into fresh air, and it really made me realize that we have so much we have so much vegetation on this earth, and it's something that we can protect with something that we should protect because we really don't want to see the greens turning brown unless it's autumn, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's a really good
yeah.
explanation.
So it it's something that both of us hold dear to our hearts. So I truly hope that
Yeah,
even the viewers, just after seeing this podcast, get a little bit inspired to be able to do something, even if it's just something small, or if it's something about the challenge that we're going to talk about later. Um, as well, in terms of in terms of final notes, because I think we are reaching the end, what would you really wish to tell the audience right now? Could be anything.
just get out there and spread the message, clean up, and you're never too young or too old to make a difference. If somebody says you can't make a difference, get out there and prove them wrong.
So true. Yes, I completely agree with that. You have actually inspired me. I think tomorrow, I don't have school tomorrow, so I think I'm going to go outside, maybe for a couple of hours, pick up as much trash as I can find. Not some
Every little bit
Yes,
helps.
it's not something I sure I may see something here and there and pick it up, but actually searching out for it um, regularly is something that I do want to incorporate. So thank you very much for enlightening me and enlightening the
Yes.
audience for this. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Of
for having me.
course, of course. Hey Cash, I was walking to the store yesterday and I saw a total of 9 pieces of garbage on the pavement as I was walking.
Yeah, trash has gotten to be a big problem. All people throwing their trash on the ground. A lot of statistics showing plastic has really increased, and the public awareness of it has not increased with it. And I really wish there was something we could do
I
about that.
fully agree. So, and I mean, we're here, so how about we host a challenge? Anyone who wants to participate in the challenge must collect 1 to 2 bags of trash from nearby areas. It could be a beach, a park, a road, or maybe even just their neighborhood. They can send us the results on our Instagram for a shout out. What do you think?
I really like that idea. Perfect to get people out there cleaning up
All right,
trash.
great. All right, in that case, our first challenge begins. Okay, and that's that. Thank you so much for attending this episode with me. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, like I said, I hope to see you again maybe in the future for any sort of future, maybe another episode. Um, and
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to hearing all of the other amazing things that you're going to do.
yep. Trying to go change the world one
Of course.
little piece at a time.
Of course. Maybe one last final word that you may have for everyone?
Uh, Believe you can change the world. You can do it. And just remember the kids may be a small part of the population, but we are 100% of the future.
That quote it gives me chills every time. All right, cool. Thank you, Cash. Thank you so much. I'm so
Thank
inspired. I
you.
hope everyone else is inspired. Have an amazing day or an amazing night in your case. Bye bye. Dear Future Earth is now streaming on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.